saying he's in. He's saying he's just joined. No, he hasn't. Where is he? No. Now he is.
Yeah, the go then.
Ready up, guys, ready up. What's that? What? What, bottom one?
Yeah,
That's Infinite Gamer. So you put 8 as the A. Oh, bugger. Got to put that charger. No, I'm going.
Why is it so cheap in the camera?
That's that one. Oh no. Yeah, rain all the way through qualifying. It's going to ease off a little bit at the end. 20 minutes, but that is literally the end. Then dry race and wet at the end as well. Lovely.
Good luck, John.
You want some different move at the minute?
Cheers, Chuckle. Cheers, bye. And you.
Bluetooth mode. Pairing. Connected.
Race session, but let's see what happens by the end of qualifying. Right now, it does seem to be kind of intense on track. It definitely will affect the qualifying. As we can see, Dan there braking and locking up those tires just a bit to try and just break it in time, not to overshoot that turn. Having some difficulty getting grip, getting back on the power as well. So, as we said, it is going to be a bit difficult for most of our drivers here. As you can see, I think majority of them are still in the pits there. We're trying to see what lap times will be looking like as we finish off a few laps here. And thanks to John there letting us know it's going to be a dry race start, but looks like it's going to get wet to the end of the race, which is always interesting to see what happens in terms of a race like that, because it does change up the race strategy quite a bit. We're going to start on dry, which will be a lot of fun to watch. It will be quite an interesting race as usual, as we usually have, but of course getting down to a wet race at the end does change things up in terms of bits of strategy, in terms of what the guys choose to work with. So we're going to see how that works out.
Sun is crashed out.
Into the race, but for now, let's focus here once again. So Dan, so far a 129.8 on the wets. We got
starting off
there
again
with a 131.1 bar.
along the second DRS zone.
But let's see how well these times are going to hold up.
Sorry, third DRS zone.
The rest of the session, if it does start to dry off at the end of qualifying, that's going to make things a little more interesting here as well, because it's going to mean that the track is going to try to maybe a certain extent where we might be able to go on to the intermediates, most likely, but probably I'm hoping we might get to see the tracks out in the soft tires or mediums. Get up to the dries and see how that works out. If they have sufficient grip, the track dries up enough for that situation to happen, we'll see what's going to happen, because it's going to make things quite a bit interesting on who decides to get out on the very last second and do a final lap on the dry front tires and possibly get a better time. And we got Owen just did a 129.3 there, puts himself up into P1. They've got the provisional full start for now. Since it's just a start qualifying session here, we got Chuck there now. 130.0, let's slow down to 131, trying to lap. We got Easy on a lap at the moment, against William. Let's see where he goes at the end of this. Lap times are definitely quite a bit off with some of these drivers. Maybe here that we're not too far off at the moment. We've got 129 passes, 131 still, 84 drivers with lap times so far. So it's doing decently well, I gotta say. We're waiting for a few more lap times to start to come in and see where we stand at the end of this. So we still got a lot of time left. Really just about 12 minutes left of qualifying. Remember, short qualifying session, guys, just go for about 18 minutes total. Then we get straight into the race session. So this is one qualifying session they have to look forward to here right about now. And they got to just make sure they get the best possible time if they do want to be starting at the front of the grid. Only 50 yards on track. So definitely make it a bit interesting here as well. Until we got most of our drivers from last week back in the session here. See how well this is going. Just trying to have a look down in this board as well, see if there's any new information that we do and need here. But I think so far so good. Let's just keep it on stream here and see what's going to be happening. Once again, guys, thanks for really joining on to the stream. If you guys are following us on Facebook and Twitch, and please subscribe to YouTube on it. And we do have our second member still scheduled to be on for tomorrow. So check channel membership option on YouTube. That's only 11 weeks ago. Streaming when you have membership options available there. And please don't forget to leave a like on the stream, guys. We appreciate when you guys do that. cars are sit down there, they can switch over to the intermediates. Looks like he's going to try and get out on track here and possibly try to see if the track is ready for that. I'm not sure if it is ready to go now, but he is going to take a chance with it and get out on track and try that out. So we're going to follow on with him in just a bit. Let's go on to a few more of our drivers. We got Irish Piper here at the moment. He is on the hot lap here. Let's see where his lap time is going to be at the end of this. Has been invalidated this lap. This is Mexico car, so it's quite easy to invalidate a lap here, even on a dry track. So we've been doing pretty well on the wet so far in terms of trying to get to a lap. I'm not just getting a bit worried about that here with our track because I just messed that lap up just a bit. Lost a bit of time there. He's still going to finish it out, possibly try for another lap on that same set of tires, and he does only go 133.5. Lost a few tenths there, a few seconds at least. He's going to try and go for another lap right now, so we can keep on going to see what's happening here. So we have running a lap. We do have Truckman here running a lap in the McLaren as well. I think he's about to get across the line to help out. Does he go? Only the B5 actually. That's a 130.0, so that's not too bad. Let's go on down to the bottom of the break here again. GR Echo running in the Renault. Want to see where he's going to be at the end of this current lap, having some difficulty as every other driver is right now with this track. The racing line is starting to form just a bit on track, as you can see there, with quite a number of laps done on it so far. So let's see where these drivers race, and I think this lap times are looking quite a bit interesting actually, starting from a 128 fastest, and that's with Owen. They're pretty aggressive lap from in the web, and then we go from 129.0 with Jack here in second. Chuck is now third at 129.6. We got
Engineer quiet.
129.8. Understood. Fifth here with 129.8. About 500 with a second off of Bruce's time. BGR Echo now goes P6 there on the grid with his current time of 130.0. Chuck went down to 7 and 130.081. Another 400 for the second time. Because between these two, we got Josh here in 8 at the moment, 130.9. Then we go down to Sue, who's down to 131.1 in 9th. We got Rob Walker down to 10th, with 1.5, and Irish Rapper trying to improve his time, 133.5 back in the first. I'm quite sure we get back out in just a bit. We got Nash here. As I said, I'm trying to see if in the next Renault, this is Radical's teammate, so wait for him to get there. Trying to put that down. We do have Bob here, we got Slobby and Sneaky. Yet the second lap time to get Sneaky again after the Bobby is still in the pits. You see, getting on that track very soon. Only 8 minutes left and with a very wet track. We're going to have to be just a bit careful of this session. And now 2 drivers left to step lap time. So now we goes 132. I went to the 2.2, so not too bad so far there. Well, thanks to a new subscriber there, Ollie subscribed for that.
Okay, we can take it this lap.
I was able to see the notifications for a second. I gotta get this a bit more set up. And Lemon has a quality ban, so that's from the previous race session last week that happened there. So unfortunate for that, but we're gonna have to sit out qualifying. Lime has now subscribed there as well. I think that's Lemon here. So thanks to Lemon for subscribing to the YouTube channel there as well. Do appreciate that very much, guys. We follow here at the 100 now. Let's get on to what we down at the bottom in Mercedes to see what's going to happen with that. So lap times that we have it as we went through them just a bit ago. So Iris still has to improve. Lap time Iris Rapper down to 14, 133.5. He got Bobby with an invalidated lap here. He needs to try and improve that. Nosh there in 13. Might try to improve that lap or not. Short Slobby up to 12. So just one driver left to set a lap time in. It's quite interesting. A very, very wet session. And we'll start to see some of these drivers get out on track and try this on the intermediates, and seems like it's going to be working out. See how well it's working out actually. I think the track might be actually ready for that, because we got Dan doing a better lap there, 128.4 now. So it is starting to drying off just a bit going down to the end of quali here, but of course I don't think it might be getting dry enough for these guys to actually try it on the dry tire, but they're gonna have to just, it's gonna be a close call with that one, but it's still drizzling on track, so I think the intermediates might take them all the way to the end of qualifying here. The next 5.5 minutes that's currently left. That's Owen almost losing that car there. Let's go on the overhead cam and watch him finish off this current lap and see if he's able to take back the Virginia pole away from Dan here, who is currently in by about 5/10 there at the moment. So let's see if he's able to get a better time in. Does get a better time in, so 127.3 goes just over a second faster than Dan with on those intermediates. We got Jack on track here, I think as well on his intermediates, but comes time into his time. A current 129.0 holds him into P3 at the moment, which is not a bad place to be starting this race here in Mexico. But there we go, losing that car just a bit. Not getting enough, getting off that corner. He's still holding on to it. Let's see if he's still able to improve his time, maybe just a little bit, and possibly get the middle guy at least. Let's see what's going to happen. But quali has been going very, very interesting, even on a wet track. We haven't seen too much wet qualifying compared to the amount of races we've straight here. There's mostly dry qualifying going on. Sometimes we do have a bit of rain at the end of qualifying. We've seen a lot of races, though, that have a wet ending to it, where the rain does tend to come down at the end of the session. It kind of changes a lot of aspects of the race in terms of the drivers and race strategy and whatnot, and even has a better strategy in terms of just for the weather itself. So we'll see how it works out on this one, because I think it's going to be interesting having another session where it's going to start off try and then get wet going down to the end of the race. It does just show how drivers are prepared for this in terms of setting up the tire strategy and whatnot. We're going to enjoy it here for about a little bit of the Friday to tend to account for safety cars in terms of their strategy, and they have to put weather into that system there as well and see how everything works out for them. But the moment you still have that, you're very not them coming back into the mix. Got a few drivers changing times at the moment here. Irish driver now up to 6th, 129.4. Not too bad with a lap time. Going back to the boost to see if that works out. Slavi on another head lap, 132.2. Stinksy there, 131.1. Pulling them down at the back at the moment. So let's see if they're able to do that time. I guess it is. And 2.5 minutes left here for qualifying. Let's see what's happening so far with our drivers. Our race has taken away second yes, so far. This order does put down on the third now, and that's both Williams on the pretty good starting position. So let's see what's going to happen with that. There will be Jericho taking that away from them. So he's up into third on the grid for the start of this race here. They're very close up in the session. So Lampens are starting to get a bit faster as the track starts to dry out just even more. Let's see who else is going to be running. Reese goes on to second. We got Chuckle goes back into third. And you may see this is a bit of a change up as we get further down to the end of the session. Let's see what change. Cook has just got to 7. We have Stitzy now up to 6 at 128.8. After jumping very fast again, shows somebody that might be better suited driving in the rep in terms of the videos. Not so much in the full rest, but maybe the videos are just better after that. lap times are definitely improving quite a bit. You can see that changing of soul is now up to second. Qualifying right here with 127.5, 2 tenths faster than what Reese did in the Williams here. So very interesting to see that change the lap times are all getting much closer. Looks like this is going to be quite a competitive race getting into it here. Definitely want to see where this goes. As we're getting very close to starting this up, just about 35 seconds left here in qualifying for whoever is going to run that lap there. Let's see what's happening because this is going to be quite a bit of change in the majority of cars out of track here right about now. Just want to see how that grid is changing. We got Owen back on another outlap again. He's definitely looking to try to get the time but count gets faster than Silver. He's currently second on the grid. And again, Owen still goes on to that position of 4 for the start. Let's go on back out front. And it's a bit of a switch. Reese takes that second place here again. It's been quite a bit of a change for the last 2 minutes at least here in qualifying. So very interesting to see what happens. It's going to look like a pretty long run down to turn 1. It's going to be a dry restart, so very interesting to see how that's going to get into turn 1 and 2. We're going to run turn 3 for that restart. The circuit can have a safety car or PSC. You really do have the PSC situation on most of the restarts here at Mexico. Might be because they are flat, depending on the amount of debris. The last race they did look like we had just a lot of debris on track, not anyone being taken out, but just because of that, I think it was a pressure over that restart goes here with these drivers here. We still got Owen on track. But we still trying to improve this time, but I think now say that right now. Qualifying is now over, and we're just in the event of everyone first. We just have 3 drivers left here, and then I'm pretty sure all my will see what our final starting grid actually looks like here for the second round 3. And I think we're going to get that in just a bit, just about 2 minutes left on the overtime. I think this will also get across the line in just about that time. And then we're going to get started with this race here.
I wish I could get my
What strategy are you going for, Chuckles?
Hold the socks.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's going to rain after the fourth.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I understand now. I'm going to go mediums. Because I'm guessing when the soft tyres actually run out of grip, there'll still be a dry track. That's what I'm wondering. And so where you'll be doing one stop onto another dry set, then another stop onto wets. Whilst they're mediums, you're going to do the one stop from dries to wet.
When their restarts, yes, behind him, second, Dan starting third, so Williams did get a second and third starter, not too bad with that. So they're starting 4th on the grid. Josh will be starting 5th. Wrap up down there in 6th. Chuckle there 7. We got BGR Echo in 8th. We got Chartman starting 9th, Slavian 10th, Snidsy there starting 11th in the Ferrari, not a bad start for him. We got Jack here starting 12th, Irish Viper in 13th, Nosh there 14th, Bobby there in 15th in the Mercedes. So let's see how well that restart is about to go. Quite an interesting qualifying session. So we're going to get straight over to the starting grid on the track. And I think we should have a formation lap. That was the last time I think we did. So
no, we don't. No formation.
That restart there as well, and then get right.
I'll say RG.
Once again, guys, thanks to all of you currently joining on the stream with us from whichever platform you're currently on. Do make sure you guys do like the stream. Don't forget to do that.
Do you think I should phone 111?
No. Phone 111 and they'll send you only to Ashford. We've got no money to get back.
That's not our fault.
I know it's not our fault, but there's no point getting up there if you can't get back. And somebody started. For goodness sake.
Are you playing next door to each other, you two?
You what, sorry?
Are you playing next to each other on the game?
Well, Kurt's in the chair, driving chair around, so I'm perfect side of the chair.
Okay, so enough from turn, but off on that, and let's see how that race has actually worked. Reese is getting a much better start than expected here. Trying to have a look at the rest of the grid as they get on through with that here and see what's happening going into turn one. Right, but cars all over the track, and I see someone just
Safety car, safety car. No overtaking, reduce your pace. Keep your delta number positive as we form up.
Everyone out in front seems to be getting out pretty well, but you do have a safety car for that incident that did happen just down at the back of the grid there. I'm not sure who was involved in that, but
I'm too, Chuckles. That wasn't you, was it?
This is something yellow. Not sure, but definitely.
Oh, what?
Chuckle was involved in quite a serious incident.
Yeah. The streamer just caught it.
At the moment.
Just mentioned it now.
Around the track and again get back into this to get that taken care of. We got a 45-second penalty. A few more drivers with penalty there as well. So out on that start, not the best possible start for our few drivers here. As you can see, with Owen and Reese, they are still in the positions they started the race in P1, P2. Soldier has gained the position. Hopping on P2. Dan and Charles both lost positions here. Chartman gained. Echo is right there where he started, and Jack is up by 3 positions at least. We see up 1, and we can see Chuckle there is down by 8 positions.
Wow.
That start there might have been involved in a bit of an incident. Not sure which of the cars were, but I'm quite sure that's when we investigated down at the end of the race here. So let's get probably the tires up on screen and switch that up and see what's happening so far here. We're definitely going to see some pit stops happening as cars are getting around here right now. Our cars out in front most likely will be continuing on with the strategy that are currently running. As you can see what tires are currently on, and a lot of cars getting into the pits here right now under the safety car because of the incident on that start. I think quite a few cars took damage off of that, and unfortunate because they're going to have to just change the race strategy quite a bit earlier on than expected here. So we got to see how this is going to work out for everyone else. This was expected to be a 2-stop race strategy here. For most of us being a 36-lap race. Of course, that's going to be a bit of a change up. Might be 2, might be 3, depending on how things go here in terms of safety car. And of course, we do expect quite a bit of weather change coming down to the end of the race. Already getting a bit cloudy here on track, so we might see that rain start to set in maybe within the last 10 laps of the race. So we'll see what's going to happen by the time we get around to that. But for the moment, we're still following under the safety car here, and has things have changed up just a bit. We now have Owen still leading, Reese still running second, so now up to third. Rob up with that running 4th, Dan in 5th, Turkman running 6th. We got BJ running 7th, Sloppy in 8th, Irish Viper running 9th. We got Bobby running up to 10th right now. We got B44 in 11th, Josh down to 12th, Jack there 13th, Snitsy 14th, Chuckle there 15th after a very bad start, Nosh there 16th. So most of the cars on the back have taken a pit stop there just because of the incidents from the result. Of course, I think there was a lot of debris on the sector 1 after that opening lap there as well. So it does explain more of why we're having a safety car here. That should be over by maybe the end of the next lap without someone else still doing a pit stop there right about now. I think that might be Papa down yet again. And yesterday, let's see what change he is currently doing here. Didn't pit on the opening lap. I think he's serving a 5-second race or a fair penalty there, I'm not sure, but he's getting back out on track here right now, so I can get back out in front and have a look on how things are going right now. At the moment, we can see cars are just, they're going to be weaving around just a bit just to make sure they can keep these tires up to temperature, and they just keep them as much of the temperature as they can, review the brakes and everything just to make sure everything is good to go by the time they're ready to get back racing here, because they really don't want to be getting back started this race on the cold tires and lose positions at this point here right about now. Owen and Reese still running P1, P2 from the start. I think they're going to try and keep that as much as they can. We can see they're running a bit of a different strategy though. Owen started on the medium, he got Reese, we started on the softs. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this works out in terms of strategy again, because we know Reese is going to have to take an over pit stop from this place, and Owen definitely will be holding it off quite a bit longer. So I'm not sure if he's trying to hold that all the way to when it starts to rain, or to see what that situation is going to be like. We'll see how far it's going to hold it on through. We do have Dan here as well. Bit of a different strategy, but everyone else started the race on the hard tires.
Safety car is in this lap. Safety car in this lap. Let's make sure those tyres are up to temperature. And remember, there is no overtaking until the timing line. Stay in position until the green flags.
Quite a clean restart happening here right about now. We'll see how that's going to go. But let's see how well it does actually go with these guys. But for the moment here, trying to have a look at this strategy situation that's going on with Dan. As a set of hard tires, he's going to have to make sure. I think he's trying to possibly trying to just get all the way to the other side.
Green flag. Green flag. We're racing again.
Let's see, that's what his strategy is going to be. As getting back here, restarted right about now, we can see Owen getting quite a bit of a lead going off into the distance already. We're following on with Echo at the moment in 6. Not too far off from the car in front, but has a train of cars from behind of him. Bobby and R44 just about 2 tenths between them. You can see the racing point of Josh trying to go alongside inside that Mercedes and not able to cut it through. Almost having some contact between 2 cars out in front, and I think Bobby has
We have excess fuel levels down. Set the fuel mix to mode 3. Let's
and
push.
he's lost the left end plate on that front. It might be just a little more damage in that here as well. Let's see how much damage he actually has, and maybe just a bit. He does decide to go another stop here. Going back up here, we got Josh going into 11, just ahead of the Mercedes of Truckle at the moment. I think Truckle is trying to gain back a few positions. He lost from the race start, quite a that start at his end. But we're quite close between the few cars down at the back of the grid here at the moment. I think Truckle is going to let that gap go because he's trying to hold off keep at least 2 tenths behind Josh right now. Might try to get him down on the straight. Looks like we got both the Ferraris running behind each other. That's I think that is D44 and 16. Let's see what's happening with these 2 teammates as they are about to get back into the next lap here. And looks like they might be going side by side, but that 16 is going to try to get past his teammate, and he actually does. That puts D44 down to 10th on the grid there right now. Looks like he might be the fastest Ferrari driver, so he's gone out in front, and he's going to try and chase after Albert to get in that next position. Let's see if that's going to work for them. Going back down to the back here, 13th is Josh in the house right now. He's about 4 to 3 tenths behind Chuckle actually, trying to keep up with the Mercedes as much as he can getting through this third lap. And we're currently on lap 5 of 36, which is quite distance more to go in this round before closing now. So let's see if we're going to have any more safety cars or BSCs in this as we get on through. Out in front, I think our cars are leading quite well. We're going to have a look back at them in just a bit. As we're trying to keep an eye on these cars down at the back here, see what's happening, because there's a bit of a train going on still. With just a few tenths between most of them, as you can see, Jack is definitely trying to find a gap to get ahead of that Mercedes right about now. That's going to be a difficult turn though. Getting on track a bit, using his overtake as much as he can, and looks like he's going to try to push it, try to find a gap maybe an inside of the outside.
Radar suggests some weather is going to hit in around 5 minutes time, so stay on your toes. A new strategy is available on the MFD.
Okay. And that's Josh there. Rob Hoppen now coming just behind him as well. So now go side by side through the final turn back onto the pit straight. And looks like Jack has got the position up to 12 against the Mercedes driver who might be able to get it back going down the straight. That's a big long straight. Nobody goes alongside him. And looks like Chuckle is going to be able to get back out. Going into the braking zone of 21. He might try to outbrake him and actually get that position. No contact so far. We're already just in front of them there as well. I think that's D44. Josh has gone ahead up into 10. And there goes Jack there having some problems with the Haas. Almost losing the rear, kind of lost the rear bit. I think he might have considered a track, and that's what that was allowed or not. That might be looked at the end of the race. A bit of contact here with Chuckle, and I think with Rob Rockadam. I saw written that with Nash, and Rob Rockadam said, let's go back here. I'm not sure who took damage here, but someone definitely did. Because look at the Venom has any damage. It might have been just Truckle's car that took some damage. I think he's missing the right side end plate there. I'm not even sure about that. But I think he took some damage on that front wing, which might affect his performance going further on in the race here. So that's going to work out with him. He does have Jack catching up very, very quickly here right now, going alongside him on crossroad and takes the inside. Goes a bit wide though as for the exit of that turn, but still gets the position up and holds on to it at least for now. Might have gotten a warning on that, so no penalty as yet. We have 3 drivers currently on track with penalties in this race, but it's still going decently well, I would say, for them so far. We do have Truckle getting into the pit, so he does have damage on that front wing. The entire right side has some significant damage, which he needs to get taken care of there right now. Let's come out in front now with Chartman chasing after Meteor there for 5th position in this race, getting on board. Has a gap of at least 6/10 at the moment, and he's doing pretty well actually keeping up with him. Out in front, I see Owen doing an excellent job of with the mediums on. He has been gaining time, and he's now up by 2.5 seconds against Soul now. Reese is down to 3rd. I'm not even sure what happened out front, but somehow Soul has gotten ahead into 2nd place and puts Reese down to 3rd with Steve behind of him there. You can see him coming, he's within a second, so he's still within DRS range of that McLaren. But not sure if he's going to be able to get past him. Let's see what's going to happen with that. So there's got the fastest lap there as well. I think now gap is up at 2.1 seconds. Let's see if he's able to catch up to race leader Owen out front. If that gap starts to break down, he might be in trouble out front with the race leader. Either way, so far so good. We're going to go back down to the back of the grid where most of the action seems to be right now with Josh and Papa down here. About 4/10 between the two of them. Red Bull is definitely trying to get ahead and takes a penalty in that situation there as well. I think out in front we have a bit of a gap between most of the drivers on there. It's currently lap 8 of 36 at the moment. I think things might take a bit of a more of an exciting turn by the time we get around to the rain coming on here. Let's switch this back just a bit with Nasher in 13, and there he's having some trouble. That's it, most of his front wing just gone, and our Jack almost went straight into that car if he hadn't been posted there for seconds. So he's going to have to get into the pits. I think he lost the rear of the car getting around that final turn, so he's getting into the pits, getting that front wing change, and that's going to change up his entire strategy there as well. And according to Soul there, it's going to be raining any minute now. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. Let's have a look here. A few bits that's happening right now. It is very, very cloudy here. We might actually start to see some drizzles coming on down very, very soon here. From what I'm seeing with the change of conditions on track here. Of course, once the weather starts changing, get to the wet side of things, the track temperature definitely is going to drop, and these dry tires are not going to hold up too well here in our wet track. So we'll see what's going to happen in that situation as we get on through. Out in front, Owen is leading pretty well. Still
we're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the softs.
He's gaining time still against Solar. Even on those weekend tires, he's doing pretty well. Let's see how he continues on with that. And we're still running third Dancer and 4 DJ Record running 5th, Search for kind of 6. Sloppy up to 7, CC running 8, and popping up in 9th. Irish Rapper running 10th. We do have Josh here chasing after Irish right now. Looks like he might be losing that position. I'll pop it up in front of them. Let's see if he goes on to the position he currently has there. And that's a bit of contact between Josh and Irish Rider at the moment, but Josh gets ahead with the position up into 10th and holds on to that at least for now. Following on with the gap between Josh and Irish Rider at the moment, which is about 8 tenths at right about now. We do have quite a few drivers with penalties in this race. And as you know, that definitely is going to affect track position at the end of the race, so we'll see what is going to happen with that.
Okay, be careful on those slicks. These conditions are making the line a bit greasy, but we're still nowhere near the changeover point.
Gap is now up to 4.7 seconds with Sol and Owen out front. So Owen having the best possible race. I can say right about, I think his teammate is now to be around 8. Let's see how much points this guy's actually going to gain at the end of this race. I start to see a gap from between most of our drivers here right about now. So trying to keep up with Josh and Irish Rider. These two stars, the Irish Rider seems to be losing some time at the moment. And yep, there we have it. So according to Sol, the rain has actually come on down right now. As we can start to see some drizzles,
with tyre wear for now.
just dripping across the screen there. So this is going to change things up quite a bit. Let's see when it's going to be time for these guys to switch on over to intermediate tires. Of course, it's just starting to drizzle, so not in time actually for that as yet. But I do see Truffle getting into pits and getting tight on the intermediates, which I think maybe a lot of stopping this lap. It just started. I'm not sure how fast this rain is going to come down. Let's see what's going to happen in that situation. We do have Bobby getting back.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
What is happening out front? We do have a bit of a switch up going on with Owen switching on to the intermediates. It looks like the rain is coming down pretty fast, which I think is why these cars are switching over to the intermediates this quickly. Majority of the cars at the front of the grid have chosen to take a pit stop here on lap 12 and get back on the intermediate tires. It looks like they double stacked the Williams with Dan and Reese. They're both of them pitting at the same time. This might cause a position, and looks like it did. BGR Echo is now up into third as they're getting back out in front of the Williams here now. So the Renault has actually gained on this one here just because Williams decided to double stack their cars into the pits. And that actually happened.
Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit. You'll receive a penalty for dangerous driving if you cross over into the track.
But it's like maybe they did not have a choice with it, I'm not sure. Just depends on what track conditions are like. But I think it would have been drivable for a lot more, possibly. And so we're having some trouble. Had a bit of an incident and is now down to 5th. He was running 2nd. So had a bit of an incident during the previous 2 minutes, I would say. And it's now put him down to 5th in the grid there. We'll see how that's going to work out. Of course, things are going to be changing quite a bit here.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
So let's get on back out front, see what's happening. Of course, everyone going on to the intermediates at this point in the race is only lap 13. We got a 36 lap, we're still here. And that does give us quite a bit more time in the race, which means they're definitely going to have to do one more stop and get onto a new set of intermediates before finishing up the race here. So let's see how that song itself is going to work out with the cars currently as it is. And we got a bit of a gap on the front gap, but a few cars are close between with the gap at the moment. We got Reese within a second of Echo, of course. With the situation as it is, DRS is going to go offline here, as it's not going to be safe on track to use that. You can see Reese trying to keep up with Echo as much as he can. I might try to get past him. Let's see if that's going to work. We did lose on position during the pit stops there. having some trouble as well on the intermediates. Now this is going to separate drivers just a bit in terms of who is actually good at driving in the wet and who isn't. So those who are having an excellent qualifying in a wet session, I think they're going to be driving pretty well here in the wet track for the race. As you can see, I think Reese is going just a bit wide here, but he's trying to keep that car as safe as possible. So here, still running 15 in the McLaren right about now, trying to keep up with Reese out in front, trying to break gap down as much as he can. We can quite a bit of gap was trying to form between the two of these drivers down at the back of the grid, especially there where we were having most of our drivers on the try portion of the race. So the gap right now about 8 tenths, we're going on to about 6 tenths average between the Jericho and Reese there. And that's fighting for third position. Back down here in 7th, but we still got about a similar gap between Snitsy and Crawford on fighting on through. Looks like Jack was disconnected. He might be getting back on there right about now. Hope he does get back on, get control of his car. He's about 23 seconds behind Irish Driver. And still quite interesting, we still have all 16 drivers in this race. And this is the Mexican Grand Prix. We would expect at least quarter of the grid to already be out at this point in the race, just depending on how things are going. But that's going quite well. We had a full wet qualifying session, dry race start, and now we're back on a wet session here for the race itself. And this might carry through all the way to the end. I'm not sure if this is going to ease up at any point and possibly go away. We'll see what's going to be the situation with that. We might have someone just let us know maybe just a bit there in chat and maybe this for how long this rain is planning to last here. But that's really what it's going to go away right about now. I think I just noticed something changing out front. I'm not sure what's happening with these two out front here because
I think we're still on the right tyres for the time being.
So probably not a change switch of position. I'm not sure what happened there for a second, but I think it seems to be fine. Maybe just a bit of a glitch. On lap 15, we are approaching the already into a wet session. As you can see, I think someone being lapped there. I'm not sure what that was. Actually, that's Soul getting up into 4th and Reese down to 5th. And he was posted for a second for some reason. I'm not sure what happened. Might have had a bit of a mishap there that caused that to happen. Owen still leading out front, and I see how far away he is. He's quite clear of everyone else, running a bit of his own race here. I think he's just trying to keep the race as clean as possible in terms of his end, possibly avoiding any penalties, and has a 10-second gap right now to work with. So he's running pretty well out front, gotta say. Got Dan running here in 2nd. But they can't really do that, being in 2nd and 5th here at the moment. We got Echo here in 3rd at the moment. I think this teammate is a bit further down on the grid, though, so they're going to gain as much points as they can for the session. So running 5th, I think this teammate is down in 10th there. He's still both in the points. Reese is now down to 7th. I'm not sure, is he disconnected from his car? But it seems like he is disconnected here right now because I heard that he is disconnected. I was in trouble getting back online as team there, so let's see what's going to happen in that situation. We have Sloppy here, who is Owen's teammate. Reese is having some internet issues there, so he keeps cutting in and out. So he's losing positions incredibly fast because of that there as well. There goes Slavi down to 9. Sharkman gets up into 8th position. Penalty is still being handed out to this race as conditions on track are getting even worse right about now. We got Soul in McLaren chasing after BGR Echo here. gap is about 4 tenths. And he's driving, and he's in the live chat on YouTube here on the stream as well. Doing something right, because he's now up to 4th, 7 tenths behind BGR Echo, chasing after that to run out for that position. Trying to get onto a podium position here, which might be just possible for him, because he does have a penalty. So there, and Echo there has possibly a minimum of a 3-second penalty. So let's see how that's going to work out for the two of them. Of course, we have about 3.2 seconds behind, so he has some time to catch up with those. Let's see if he's able to do that. And yeah, I assume he's probably texting, sending messages on YouTube when he is on these straight portions of the track. I assume he's driving with a wheel. The gap is now down to about 1.3 seconds. Let's see if that's going to be improving as we continue on to south. We got another penalty there. Secondary for corner cutting. We're still with these penalties as we continue on with the race. But so far, so let's go down to Josh on the back here for a second. He's about 7 tenths behind Slavy at the moment. Slavy keeps getting penalties. Let's see if Josh is able to get ahead. He doesn't have any penalties. I might try to keep it out of the way in the race going and possibly get up another position here. As you can see, conditions on track are getting very, very difficult in terms of actually seeing what's happening out in front of you. It is quite difficult being this close behind a car. As you can see where Josh is here right now. Slavy with another penalty, of course. If you do reach a certain amount of penalties, you will be disqualified from the race automatically by the game itself. So let's hope that that doesn't happen. Slavy, let's have a look at penalties at what they're at here right about now. As you can see, so we got BGR Echo running third with a 3-second penalty. Soul running behind him within a second, so he's looking pretty good at getting that final podium position at the end of this. We got Rafa behind him with 6 seconds of penalties and a 2.2-second gap. So Soul running pretty well. Possibly going to get into third, maybe even gain a position if he's lucky enough. But BGR is about 17 seconds behind Gan in second, so not sure that will work out. We do have Slavy there with 20 seconds of penalties. Then we got Chuck for 3 seconds, D44 11 seconds, Marsh 3 seconds, Jack with 6 seconds, and Bobby down on the back of the grid with 9 seconds of penalties so far. Let's see who's getting the most positions from this race here at the moment. And looks like that might be BGR Echo there, and since it took him again 5 positions
The rain
so
looks
far,
like it's going to be
of
getting
course,
much
Echo
lighter
will
over the
come
next
to
10 to
the
15 minutes.
position.
There should be more grip, but don't expect to draw a drag.
Let's see in terms of getting driver play, might be between both the two of them. We'll see what the situation is going to be with that. Let's flip this back over onto tires here. And it looks like Irish Viper has chosen to go onto the full wet tires here right now. Is it actually time for that? Does seem very, very wet on track, so I wouldn't put it past him to actually make the right decision here right about now. Trying to have a look on board with Irish Viper, how much luck he's actually having with this tire. That seems to be having significant grip actually as he's getting on through. Let's see what the braking is, and it goes pretty well through sector 3 here. And we might actually see the rest of the cars getting into the pits as well if this is working out well for him. Had a bit of a mishap there. Looks like there's a bit of a switch between Josh and Slavy here. Josh is now up into 8th. So the Racing Point has finally gotten ahead and got the position up. Probably might be able to hold it up by about 5 tenths. The gap is right about now as they continue on through. So probably coming down to the point where these guys are definitely going to be switching to the full wet tires, possibly to go to the end of the race on as it might be. We got about 16 laps remaining right now. We're on lap 20. We can see a few of our drivers having some trouble on track. Probably following on with Soul here. 5 tenths is what the gap is.
Confirmed, we'll receive you at the end of this lap.
P3. And he's trying to keep up with him as much as he can. We will have yellow flag situations going on from time to time at different sectors in the track, just because of drivers getting off track just to the conditions as it is. And we got the Red Bull pop it on right about now, trying to get past those for 4th position. Does have a penalty, so let's see if that's going to work. He's still going to fight for that position as much as he can. Irish Viper has retired from the race, our first retirement there. So 1 driver out so far. I'm not sure if he's retired or if he's actually out.
Go now.
Looks like he might have been taken out in sector 2 there. I'm trying to have a look if I can.
Just gone on to the wets now, full wets. I'll tell you what it's like.
That was our last stop. No scheduled pit stops.
Yep.
He might have ended up in the barriers on the side, which is why he's currently out. But this kind of off track, so no situation to affect our racer. We're going to continue on through. Trotman has chosen to go onto the full wet tires here, possibly taking it all the way to the end of the race. We'll see how that's going to work. Let's switch on over to him.
Oh yeah, definitely go for full wets, mate. Full wets.
Tires are working. Reese still
Definitely.
disconnected from his car right about now. And there goes Trotman driving all the way through that. So he's now up into 9th, a free position waiting for him there. Looks like Soul might be in a bit of a clear right now with Papadon behind of him, now falling back by about 2.5 seconds. And he's actually catching up a bit more right now to the runner out in front.
Yeah, got a lot more grip with the full wets.
I think he's trying to keep it a bit lower than that if he can. I might have to count this on pit stops maybe in terms of getting that position up, at least trying to keep the race as clean as possible. Doing pretty good so far though. In terms of not getting any penalties, so that's not running pretty well. His teammate here has gained another position, is up into 9th at the moment. Still running on the wet tires, the full wets, and let's see how that's going for him. Seems to be running pretty decently well, I think, with it. Might be in communication with his teammate about telling him when it's actually okay to switch on over to his side, but he's running pretty well, especially on the straights on this track here. So in case keep on board with Trotman, see how well he's actually running on the full wets right about now, which I think is what most of the drivers are gaining on. Just relying on that information, see what's
Yep, I'm catching them.
last year, possibly getting to this to go onto the full wets as well. When I go back out front here, looks like Soul has lost some time. So Soul is about a second behind right about now, has lost a bit of time, and the Red Bull behind with Papadon has actually parking back up to him, so he's got to be a bit careful. It looks like Nosh has gone into a new set of intermediate tires, quite interestingly enough to see here. So I'm not sure what our strategy is heading to be, but 3-10 gap between Soul and Papadon here right about now. That Red Bull definitely looking for an overtake to go with. Not close enough to actually get it done as yet, but definitely getting closer and closer as we get on through this race here on lap 22 right about now. Currently, as we have it, only one car on the full wet tires, and it doesn't seem like this worked out the best for him, because I'm trying to look at if the gap is improving between him and Slappy in front. 4.6 seconds is what is out there right now, but Slappy's having some trouble driving on a wet track out the front. We got Soul and VGR Echo and Papadon here all close by each other right now within a second. I think this might be a good battle for third position in the race. I see Papadon is able to keep up with these guys. Looks like we got a jumper there going onto the wet tires right about now to get to the end of the race with. I'm so sure we'll be able to make it all the way to the end, or we will have to go down the start, but I assume those tires should be able to pull it all through. Looks like we have Dan doing a pit stop out front here as well. See what's happening with that situation, and looks like cars might start to be switching onto the full wet tires here. Dan has gone onto the wets. We have Trotman on the wets. We have Chuckle going onto the wets. D44 just did a switch onto the full wets as well. So we might see quite a few more cars. We do have Papadon getting into the pits in red, but he's going on to the full wet tires as well. Our race Owen is still running pretty strongly out front by 35 seconds of a gap. Of course, he does have to go stop to get onto the full wet tires here as well to go on to get into the race. You got about 13 laps left in the race to finish off through, which will be coming to an end pretty quickly. So waiting to see what's going to happen out front with the rest of our drivers here right about now. We got DGR Echo and Soldier, 1.2 seconds between the two of them. Let's switch it on down to the back here. We got most of the cars right about now switching to the full wet tires and getting out those intermediates as because I started to struggle just a bit on that for grip. Let's see the amount of water on track to this place, possibly getting a bit more with the rain coming down this heavily. Trying to have a look out front to see if Echo and Soul have done their stops as yet. Doesn't look like they have. So we still have a few cars running on the intermediates right about now. There we go. We have Echo getting into the pits. And I think Soul has continued on out. Hasn't taken a pit stop as yet. So he's the only car in the top 5 right about now, not on the full west, still running on the intermediates. Out of now we have Snitsy and 6 running on the intermediates. And I think this went out to a new set of intermediates actually and got back out on track. So let's see how that strategy is going to work for him. Because he's chosen not to go onto the full west as everyone else.
The rain is getting lighter now, but it's going to take a while for the track to dry out.
So maybe they're trying to figure out what's happening with the rain situation, because I'm not sure if it's coming down a bit more on some portions of the track and just less on others right about now. Because I'm having a look on where it's this and I don't see that much rain. So just trying to keep an eye and see what's going on with that situation here right about now. Might explain why not all the cars have chosen to take a stop to go on to the full west. It just depends on how much grip they're having out there and how much water these tires have to actually displace in terms of gaining grip. Looks like Nosh is into the pits. Let's see what his decision is going to be. Slavi just went on to the full west here as well. Reese is into the pits. Nosh has gone into the full lengths. And looks like Reese is onto the full lengths as well. So only 3 cars now remain on the intermediate tires of this. We got Soul there running 12 laps on his. Sitsi doing first lap on his intermediates, a new set that we put on. Bobby on a new set of intermediates there as well, running in 15. So let's see how this is working out. So it's Owen back into the lead. Dan running in second once again. So he is still running third in this race with a 10-second gap to the car ahead and a 13-second gap to the car behind. I'm not sure if he made the right decision staying out on this set of intermediates. Let's see what's going to happen. Because just like Snitzy is getting back into the pits right about now, might be doing a switch on here. He is doing a switch onto the full west. And he's going to get back up on track. So let's see what the strategy is going to be from Soul here, because even though he did have to do a second stop possibly to get onto either a new set of intermediates or onto a set of red tires, but he hasn't done a stop as if he's kept the car out. Gap between him and the car behind is 11.2 seconds. That's a regular car behind of him. Want to see how well that strategy works. Out in front, Dan is trying to get within a second of Owen, and actually has done that. It's going a bit on map there with that. So we'll come back to that in just a bit. Pulling back down to the back of the grid here. 8 tenths between the 44 and Jack here, who's still disconnected from this race at the moment. Trying to have a look back again. We'll still see what's happening. Slavi, another penalty there. I'm not sure that penalty situation is up to right now. 9.5 seconds to pop it up. And so here, so gap is decreasing as we continue on in this race. So it doesn't look like it was the right decision for Soul to stay out, but I'm not sure why he did. I think he's up to something. I'm not sure what he's doing exactly with his strategy. I highly doubt he's going to put that in chat, so I think he's going to focus on just walking that out. 15.4 seconds of crowd in front, so Papadom is definitely catching up on those fresh wet tires here. I'm not sure if there's an expected change in weather here to happen. Gap is now down to 8.1 seconds and is dropping as we speak. Alright, so back on board now with Papadam here in the Red Bull in 4th. He's 6.2 seconds behind Soul. They're trying to fight for that position. So let's see what's going to happen in that situation. There's still 2 cars only on the intermediate tires, and that's Bobby down to 15.
Virtual safety car deployed. Slow down and maintain a positive delta. Virtual safety car is deployed.
And we got a virtual safety car for something's happened on track. If Jack's happening some trouble there as well. I'm not sure what's happened at the moment there, but they slowed down the race just a bit here. I assume something with the wet conditions on track has caused maybe a minor incident somewhere that's caused a virtual safety car. As you can see, it's very heavy with the rain here right about now. So currently on lap 27. They're following on with Dan here at the moment, chasing after Owen, who's now about 4 tenths ahead of him. So Owen has left this race.
VSC ending, we're going green. Maintain positive delta until the green flags.
Gap between him and the car behind, but now that gap is dropped. And I'm trying to have a look at the penalties and just work it out possible. So it's both a 3-second penalty for both Owen and Dan running P1, P2 in the race. So they're not having any penalty as yet. A 21-second gap to the guys in front of him and a 10-second gap to the car behind of him. And it's still running on the intermediate tires. Not sure if it's going to decide to do a stop at any point in this race or not. We'll see what's going to happen in that situation. As he's coming around back to that pitting field right about now. And the VSC is now over, so no more slowing down over everyone in the race. So I'll continue on through that. We're going to get back out front here and have a look and see how this is playing out between Owen and Dan right now. Lap 28, and these two still about a second between them. So not going to get down so far. So strategy here, though I'm not too sure about it.
Yellow flag.
On in this race, looks like he's going to be pushing those intermediates all the way to the end of the race. He's done 15 laps on them so far. We still have another 8.5 laps to go in this race. So I'm not sure how possible it is for those intermediates to actually make it on through all the way to the end of this race. And now only a 4.2 second gap to the car behind. That gap is breaking down excessively quickly. So I think the strategy might just be to hold off the position here and just go to the end of the race and hope that with the penalties that Papadam has and Echo has behind of him, are going to just put him back in third place at the end of this. And let's have a look if that's actually what's going to happen here. Because it's both a 6-second penalty for Papadam behind, and BGR Echo with a 6-second penalty as well in 5th. So as it seems so far, even with now a 1.9 second gap, they have a significant gap distance to gain before the end of this race if they're going to be holding off our third position at the end of this. We'll see what's going to happen with that. Let's get back over to this. Because gap right now within a second between Soul in the McLaren there and Papadam in the Red Bull. There goes the Red Bull, tries to go alongside him, takes it on the inside, and looks like he's going to get up that position quite easily, but the McLaren fighting it back on the straight right about now. And he might have to try and outbreak him into that turn one, but the McLaren holds it out.
It's definitely looking better than it was a few minutes ago. Just remember, with that standing water, we might be able to get onto the intermediates.
So the Rebel driver definitely going to try it once again on the next step. Looks like he might have actually gotten the position up on this one and is putting the McLaren down to fourth right about now. Another 3.2 seconds behind is where BGR Echo is. So he's definitely going to try and catch up to the car in front if he can. So Soul might be in danger of losing another position here, going down to 5th. And he's going to have to hope the penalty situation actually puts him back up. But he does has a penalty himself. I think it's a 3-second penalty he does have there, which is going to affect him in this race quite a bit. So far as it is, we've lost 2 drivers. Jack is out, Viper is out. We only have 3 drivers in the race without any penalties. At the moment, we got about 6 laps remaining still to go on this. out in front. We're trying to keep an eye to see what's happening here because looks like Dan and Owen still in P1, P2 running, but only a 7-10 gap exists between them, both with about the same amount of penalties. Has been a penalty-filled race coming on way to this point, especially even though it's trying to get quite a few drivers with penalties up to this point. So let's see how these guys finish out the race and how much positions are going to be lost because of a penalty situation.
Be careful, we think you're going to start losing some tyre grip around now.
Once again, guys, thanks to everyone who is joining us on the live stream right now, whether it's on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. Links are in the description if you do want to check out the stream on another end of another platform or whatever. But, you see what's going to happen coming off to the end of this race right about now. Just a few laps remaining before we close out the race here. I think they'll be going on to another set of intermediates right now. Not sure how well it's worked for him, but he is a lap down and will still be able to finish there in 14. Will still be able to finish the race itself. Looks like we got a pit stop from Owen here. Going back onto the intermediates right about now. And he's getting back out on track right about now there. So let's see, we're on lap 31. But the situation on track has changed quite a bit. The rain has actually eased up to a point where it seems like cars are trying to get back onto the intermediates and after Owen has just made that switch.
10 minutes.
So he's back onto that and he's still out in second. Had enough time back to do a pit stop as I get back in second. Now he's lost the lead of the race. So he's going to have to hope that Dan out in front takes a stop there. Sol here in fifth is now taking a pit stop and is going on to a fresh set of intermediate tires instead of going on to wet. So let's see what that strategy works out to be with him. We have a bit of a gap to catch up to the cars in front of him, but let's see that works. He's coming up just behind of him here right now, gets ahead of him as well on the full wet still. That's Sharpman up into fifth now. And Sol now running 6 on the intermediates. Let's see, it's quite an interesting strategy change happening here in the race. On lap 31, let's see if Dan is going to hold off into the lead. A 17-second gap is what he has right now to Owen down there in second. He might actually try to hold off and go, but that's it. He's going into the pits right now. I don't think the tires are able to actually have enough grip on track, so he was forced to take a stop here. So he's now back into the pits. Owen is now going to take that into the race as he gets around the final turn here right about now. Now, quite interesting to see how that strategy with Sol there is working out. So that's Owen back into the lead. Dan is going to get her back into the pits. He's going to be out back in second place on the grid. We got Rob Papadon, BGR Echo running third and fourth in the race right about now. Both still running on the wet tires here. Let's see if they're going to be able to push this through to the end and possibly keep Sharpman and Sol, both McLaren's, back down by 21 seconds. If they do a pit stop, it's going to cut it quite close to the gap that they're going to have there. Looks like there might be a switch happening with the McLaren drivers here as Sol is on the intermediates. Having some trouble getting off the final corner there, almost lost the corner, so has to keep it here for that. But let's see what's going to happen. There might be an automatic switch between the two of them as he seems to be running much faster on these intermediates right now. He uses a bit of that slipstream and gets past his teammate and goes back up into P5, down with a 22.2 second gap to catch up to Echo on in front of him. The change was happening in a race with a strategy back down to 10th right now. Following on with Shuffle here, chasing up the stop. He has a boatload of penalties right now. So either way, he's getting on that position. Let's get back up here. Gap is now 21.8 seconds between Sol and Echo. Of course, we're running out of laps. Just about 3.5 laps remaining in the race. And it doesn't look like Papadon or BGR.
Okay, I think it might be just about time to go and change these tires.
In terms of just trying to keep that position that they have there, they might just push it on through all the way to the end And that's going to mean the McLaren will finish 5th and 6th here. But actually, no, it looks like the Echo is into the pits, and the tires can't stand it. They're going to have to do this stop. And DJ Echo is forced to do a pit stop here, so this might create a very close gap between Soul and Echo. Let's see where he is coming along this final turn here, right now, getting back onto that pit straight. Might be pretty close off behind. Echo might have a chance of getting up into P4 to cross the line P4. Still might be able to get that position. Actually gets ahead of Echo on that pit stop there. Now we got a 27-second gap between him and Papadon for a third place on the podium. Of course, penalties are going to come into play here as well, but let's see how that gap is going to break down if Papadon is able to hold it off all the way to the final lap, which I'm not sure he might if he has too much trouble finding grip on track.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Let's look at some of these turns from what we're seeing here right now. So it looks like the Red Bull driver might be forced to
just concentrate a minute, guys.
on this front lap. Let's see.
I got Josh right in my ass.
3.2 seconds between Owen and Dan out front. I don't think those two have anything much to worry about. They're going to continue on with the race as it is there. And I think Sloppy down the back having some trouble with that car there. Gap is now down to 26.5 seconds behind Soul and Rock down for a third place on the grid, and he is getting into the pits. Let's see where Soul is on track, if he's going to be able to get past him on this current pit stop here, or just make it close enough in order to actually get on back onto third on the grid. If he does get back third position before Papadon gets out of the pit, and this strategy that he played on worked pretty well for him, and does explain a lot in terms of why he chose to steer so long out on track. And it's now back onto the pit, so trying to keep it as safe as possible here right about now. Let's have a look on where Papadon is on the track. He's already out though, and is ahead by 4.3 seconds, so he has a gap of more paid here right about now. And we're on lap 34. Let's go down to Josh here, trying to get ahead of Sharkman for 6. I'm not sure if he actually got that done, but I think McLaren was trying to come back. I think maybe with a bit of late braking, but didn't really work out too well. But so far so good. Josh up to 6, Sharkman down to 7. Unfortunately, both still running on the wet tires, going to the end. He'll see back into the pits there right about now, possibly getting a change onto the intermediates, and yes he does, so he's going to get back out on that. Steve Driver is now only left on the full wet tires, might be just pushing it all the way to the end of the race. We'll see what that situation is going to be, and gap out front between Soul and Papadon still 4.4 seconds, Echo down by 1.2 seconds at the moment. I think he's going to continue off with that. Sharkman still trying to keep up with Josh here, but not having the best of luck here at the moment. Gap is increasing up to 8 tenths right about now. And I think possibly start to drop just a bit. Let's go on board right about now with the McLaren here and see if he's able to get back that position. Looks like he's just fighting to get it back. I think we're into the penultimate lap here right about now, lap 35 or 36. About to close off this race very soon. Owen has been leading from the start to this point, so he's running pretty well. Let's see if he actually finishes, wins this race, but we got to have a look at what the penalty is in just a bit. There's been penalties online now actually, and let's see. So position changes as it is. We'll see who's going to get driver of the day. I'm not sure about that one as yet. Let's switch this on over to penalties. So as the situation stands, quite interesting enough, it's Owen, Dan, and Papadon all with 6 seconds of penalties. Soul there in 4th, only has a 3-second penalty, so he needs to break his gap down to under 3 seconds, and he might just stand a chance of getting third place on the podium, and has less than a lap now to do this. Then we got BTR Echo, 6-second penalty as well. Josh and Sharkman behind of him, but not close enough to actually gain position because of that. Looks like Sloppy and T44 might switch positions here. I think that might be the only changes that probably will be happening in the race there so far as we can see. So let's switch this off over and put it back out in front here right now with Owen, who is currently leading the race from the start to this point. I think he's led almost just about every lap in this race. Still has a 4.5-second gap to Dan there, who is currently running second. Papadon running third, will be able to actually hold off on that position. to the end because looks like Seoul is going to take finishing position of 4th here just because of that 3-second penalty. I think we're going to credit because if it didn't have that penalty, there's a gap of 6.3 seconds as it is here. So quite interesting to see how that worked out. But we got Owen about to get around the final few turns here in sector 3 in the AlphaTauri to get across the line. And from starting P1 on the grid, that's along the final turn right about now, and gets across the line to take the win for the Mexican Grand Prix. So not a bad finish for him in round 17. Daniel gets across the line, takes second on the podium there. And then we got Ron should be coming across in just a bit. He's about just about half a minute behind, running there in the Red Bull. 6-second penalty as well, but will be able to get across the line and take 3rd place on the podium here. I'm just waiting for him to get across right now. Gap between him and Seoul 6.9 seconds with a 3-second penalty on Seoul's end, so he's not going to be able to take away that position there. So we'll have to take 4th on the grid. So we got Papadon gets across the line, takes 3rd position. Not a bad finish for top 3 so far. Owen Dan and Papadon there. BGR Echo takes away the position from Seoul. I'm not sure what happened. There's a bit of a weak switch for a second. So Seoul is finishing in 4th. Echo finishes 5th. We got Josh about to get across the line here to finish in 6th. That was a bit strange for a second there. I think most of our drivers have crossed the line on the drop into 6. We got Sharpman getting across with 7, 16, 8, Chuckle in 9, Marsh in 10, B44, 11, Sloppy, 12, Reese in 14, and this like Robbie Chicken across the line. Final, we're up to get across the line here. 14 on a great chat, and Ali Barker unfortunately not able to finish this race though, with the way things went for them. But not too bad, only 2 drivers out from 16. Let's see if we can get driver of the day account for the game on this one. That's going to wrap up down there. After that, finishing his fancy does deserve it. Finishing third on the podium as well, so an excellent place on his end. Owen though, starting P1 and leading, I think, just about every single lap and finishing P1 with a bit of a gap. Still running a pretty good pace with the weather conditions as it was. Alright, so we're going to have one final look at the preliminary results before we're off the screen here. So, Owen takes a win here for the Mexican Grand Prix. We got Dan finishes second on the podium. Wrap up on the Red Bull, finishes third on the podium. We got Seoul taking fastest lap. After finishes 4th after that finish. Echo takes 5th.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Finishes 6th. Catman there in 7th. 60 there in 8th. We got Chuckle finishing in 9th, 9th and 10th. B44 11th. Sloppy in 12th. Reese there. 13, 13, Jack and I got the 15, 16, unfortunately not be able to finish the race, but that is how it goes here, unfortunately, but that does happen that way. Okay, so thanks for
I'd never come up on my screen, so I thought I lost all the timing screens.
Follow us on Facebook, and please make sure you guys do give the stream a like. Feel free to share that link out to anyone else who might
Yeah. Unfortunate for the first corner, mate. Definitely unfortunate for the first corner. But you certainly caught up pretty well though. You dropped down to 14 for 1 point, didn't you?
Last, I think.
Pardon?
Yeah, dead last.
Oh, dead last?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I thought April was winning.
I'll have to rewatch the stream later on.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it on Twitter.
Yeah, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, I reacted to something and then I just lost it.
You two, it is 1-0.
Oh, shush! They said not to tell because they want to watch it. Goodness sake, woman.
As long as I don't know to...
Yeah, she doesn't follow sports, so she wouldn't know about spoilers. They specifically asked you not to tell them, and what do? You go and tell them. Oh, well, that was certainly eventful. and see you on Thursday, if not before.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
Yeah, with ARG. Fine guys, take it easy. I'm going to stop my streams and continuing with my podium pass. I'm halfway through to Prestige 1. Going to try and get as many as I can and get there. Hopefully they'll actually have some goodies with it this time, not just a little badge.
Yeah.
That was absolutely pathetic last month. But I suppose they were only introducing it. See how many people actually go for it.
Yeah.
And probably had a load of complaints. Oh, we don't want just a little token to put on as our avatar. So they might have actually put some goodies with it this time. If they haven't, I won't be going for number 2 again. Right, so yeah, take it easy and I'll see you Thursday. I'll probably be chatting to you. Probably chat to you and everything via Messenger. Especially if any incidents come through. Which they will do, first corner.